News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
KVNU News Time is 4:05. I'm Bill Walter with this news update brought to you by Logan Extermination. Because of its disability inclusion practices, the Northrop Grumman Company, with a facility west of Logan, is again a national winner of the Best Place to Work for Disability Inclusion. It's an award presented by the American Association of People with Disabilities, and Northrop Grumman has won it 8 straight years. Nikki Alphonse is Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Northrop Grumman. She said one of the company's programs benefits military veterans.
We have an Operation Impact program, which is a targeted recruitment program for disabled military members. It's injured military pursuing assisted career transition, and it's an award-winning program that we are focused on severely wounded service members, and as they are transitioning out of the military into that private sector career, nearly a quarter of our workforce have self-identified as military veterans.
She said that Northrop Grumman CEO Kathy Warden and her management team have found that a workplace that values diversity have found a workplace that values diversity, promotes innovation and productivity.
When the company like Northrop Grumman is committed to improving the accessibility and the inclusion across the workplace by providing the support and equipment that individuals need, we see higher retention, we see greater loyalty, we have a diverse network of employees in the workforce bringing their innovative thoughts and ideas to the workplace every single day.
Northrop Grumman is the largest security and defense company in Utah, employing nearly 8,000 Utahns in several facilities throughout the state. KVNU News Time is 4:07. KVNU weather for tonight. Slight chance of a shower. Other than that, partly cloudy skies, mid-50s, and then drier air moves in tomorrow. Sunny around 90, partly cloudy into the lower 90s on Thursday. Right now, it's a pretty cool 79 degrees at KVNU. KVNU weather is brought to you by Whole Tree Care. By now, your trees and shrubs have new growth everywhere. If your yard is out of control, call Whole Tree Care. Ask about their radio discount at 435-760-6587.
As the summer's war against weeds and pests rages on, a new bug threat starts hopping around, destroying garden plants and flowers. Luckily, you are ready for them with Logan Extermination's Perimeter Grasshopper Control. It's like a minefield for the minute menace.
Good job, men. Another bug bites the dirt. Let's regroup before the next wave hits.
They do what they are trained to do. Strike terror into termites, bash the bed bugs, and cook the cockroaches. Remember the brave men and women at Logan Extermination. Call 752-8450.
Treatment areas vary. Call for a quote today.
KVNU News Time is 4:08. Deputies have arrested a suspect in connection with a fast-moving fire in the foothills east of Springville in Utah County. He told officials he was using a lighter to burn a spider when the fire broke out. The fire started around 4:45 p.m. Monday in an area near the Bonneville Shoreline Trailhead on the southwest side of Buckley Mountain. Smoke was visible throughout Utah Valley. Flames quickly crept up the steep mountainside. Because of the difficult terrain, 2 helicopters were called in, one to operate as a lookout, with the other to drop retardant and water on the flames. Captain Sam Armstrong with the Provo Fire Department said a snorkel helicopter was sucking up water from a pumpkin or mobile water reservoir and delivering it up above the flames. He said they were making good progress on the fire, but wind was driving flames further up the mountainside and away from the neighborhoods. No homes were threatened, nor had any evacuations been ordered. Rainy and cloudy weather has helped firefighters battling a wildfire in Northern California that killed at least 2 people and burned 100 homes and other buildings. The McKinney fire remains out of control despite a downpour yesterday. Authorities say thunderstorms forecast again for Tuesday are a mixed blessing. They can bring lightning that can spark new fires in bone-dry forests and fields, and gusty storm winds can drive the flames. Fire officials say bulldozers have managed to cut fire breaks around the city of Eureka, but homes throughout the region remain under threat. Still more fires are raging in the western U.S., threatening thousands of homes. KVNU News Time is 4:10. For more details on these and other stories, visit CacheValleyDaily.com.
Breaking news. Stimulating talk is what we do. KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
You love Bear Lake for sandy beaches, fun on the water, and amazing shakes. Well, the Bear Lake fun hits overdrive this week as Raspberry Days comes to town. August 4th, 5th, and 6th. Go to bearlake.org for a schedule of events from the parade, craft fair, and games to the live music, rodeo, and fireworks. There is something everyone will enjoy this weekend in Bear Lake. Go to bearlake.org for all you need to know about Raspberry Days this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
This is Sheriff Chad Jensen. OHVs are a lot of fun, but they also come with a lot of responsibility. Please make sure you are familiar with Utah State Code as well as your local ordinances before you head onto the roadways or head up into the canyons. You may notice more deputies in the canyon areas. Our traffic unit will be out ensuring that everyone is following the regulations. We want everyone to be safe, have fun, share the roads, share the canyons, and share the trails. Check out our Facebook page for some helpful links to find Utah OHV State Code as well as many of our local city ordinances.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months.
When he got injured, I wasn't prepared, but I knew I had to be strong.
When I was told about John's injury, I was in complete shock. I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. For thousands of severely injured veterans, everyday life is filled with barriers.
It was really the little things throughout the house. Counters that you can't roll up to. I had to drag my wheelchair down steps.
I want to help, but he is so determined.
At Homes for Our Troops, we build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access, roll-in showers, and automatic door openers that allow them to function independently and focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
This house has given me my family back.
To learn more, visit hfotusa.org.
For the people.
We are waiting with bated breath for news from the Cache Republican Party meeting an executive committee tonight.
With Jason Williams.
And I'm really excited about this next segment. We have two guests here in studio. We're going to talk about something that we've talked about many times here on the show, but from a bit of a different angle.
Weekday afternoons from 4 till 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM.
Welcome to KVNU's For the People. Big show, really big shoe planned for everyone today. Craig Peterson will be in at 5 o'clock for the People Book Club, and he's bringing. I'm really excited about this one. This was a little bit out of his wheelhouse, out of mine. It's The Napoleon of Crime is the name of the book by nonfiction author Ben McIntyre, and the subtitle Master Gentleman Thief. So I'm excited to talk about this one. True crime book on, the Napoleon of Crime. That's coming up at 5 o'clock. Kicking things off here this hour, though, I've been looking forward to this for a while because as listeners know, I'm a huge fan of the services and provided and the work done by the Family Place of Utah. And please check out their website. Throughout this interview, I'll reference it many times. The services they provide to families here in Cache Valley, in southeastern Idaho, Rich County, Box Elder County, are invaluable, and they depend on community support. This year, though, they are celebrating their 40th anniversary, 40 years of service here in northern Utah. Check it out. Various things going on, and you can see them all at thefamilyplaceutah.org, as well as ways that you can support them, resources they offer, everything from counseling services to housing services to giving parents a 2-hour break. If a parent needs to, just step away for 2 hours or take one child to the dentist and needs somewhere to leave the other, the Family Place offers all of this. And again, they depend on community support. So coming up this Saturday at Green Canyon High School in the auditorium there, they will host the Here's to 40 Years benefit concert celebrating the Family Place. All proceeds go to the Family Place, and they have booked somehow, some way, Cache Valley celebrity, former contestant on America's Got Talent, a name you've probably heard many times, and if not, you should have. Kenadi Dodds will be performing at the concert this Saturday. Here's to 40 Years benefit concert celebrating the Family Place. Tickets available through the Family Place website, thefamilyplaceutah.org. And I'm excited to announce we have Kenadi here in the studio with us today. My first opportunity to get to interview Kenadi, so I'm excited about that. And also joining us from the Family Place, Director Jennifer Anderson. And we'll start off here. First off, hi to you, Kenadi. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And Jennifer joining us by phone here. Appreciate you making the time as well. And Jennifer, maybe you can start us off here. How was this organized? Because this is a pretty big deal. It's getting a lot of attention. Tickets are going fast, but still some available for those interested. And you guys put a lot of work into this.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us. We are thrilled to have Kenadi. As you know, she's from Logan, from Cache Valley. And so we feel like here's one of our very own families that we love, that represent all that we stand for in the community. A big part of the Family Place, as you know, is to strengthen families and protect children. And the Dodds have a beautiful story of positivity, resiliency, hope, and we embody that. And we love that they have so generously, Kenadi, her band, have agreed to do this concert to celebrate our 40th anniversary. So we're thrilled. We're inviting everyone to join our growing family and to celebrate the past 40 years and all the many years to come and generations that we plan to serve.
It's, again, the services that all of you provide there are so critical and oftentimes fly under the radar. For families in need, they're aware of them, but the community at large sometimes not aware that for 40 years you've been providing these services. And it takes a lot of community support to make that happen. And so, again, for listeners, this is an opportunity to get out and support the Family Place in a really, really fun way, to say the least. And Kenadi, I'm excited later on in the hour we'll talk a little bit about your experience, what it's like being young and a celebrity at the same time, having your own band. How many people get to say that at your age? I'm just excited about this. Jennifer, as you actually, maybe we'll step over in this direction for a second. For you, Kenadi, what brings you to supporting the Family Place?
I mean, I just love supporting my community and all these organizations that are doing such amazing things for our community, because I feel like through all this process and through my journey, my community has done so much to support me, and it's the least I can do to return the favor.
I know we've all been rooting for you here.
Yeah.
This is, for us, it's been a pleasure to be able to, spotlight some of these things. Being community radio, we pay attention to what's going on, but following your competition and your career trajectory, Kenadi, for you, Jennifer, following the work of the Family Place and also giving listeners a chance to get to know the Family Place more. I go on about it all the time. I'm still absolutely obsessed with this starfish giving machine and the stuffed black lab puppies. I think that's
we love it.
So amazing. For $20 there at the familyplaceutah.org website, you can buy a puppy, a stuffed puppy that will go to a child here in Cache Valley as sort of a quasi-therapy dog, something to maybe calm their nights, help them sleep a little better. Oftentimes, they're at the Family Place. Jennifer, I know you can speak in more detail about this, but you're working with families who have been through a bit, right?
Yes. And these stuffed dogs that you talked about, it's something to remind them of all the things that they're taught when they're with us on how to be able to regulate their energy, their emotions, be able to calm themselves like you talked about, and know that they have someone very real but represented in this stuffed dog that cares about them and that is there for them and their family. So, and that's what we're doing. We're in Cache, Rich, and Franklin counties. So we are extending our services throughout all these counties and encompassing such an amazing community like you talked about, that not only has this from the family place, but for Kenadi and her family and all the strength and support that they get. We really feel that throughout the whole community.
It's fascinating to see, and it's something so unique to Cache Valley that I dare say, speaking with friends and colleagues in like, for example, the more populated Salt Lake County, a bit harder to do. So I hope everyone takes advantage of this, an opportunity to support your community by supporting the Family Place and get out and see Kenadi perform. At the Family Place, if you want to check out some of their services, educational services, therapy services, kids' place services, we've talked about a lot of this each month throughout the year so far as we've done our small part to help the Family Place celebrate 40 years. But Jennifer, maybe just one last question for you here. How do you stretch this over 40 years? This is a nonprofit organization, and the services you offer are oftentimes not offered by anyone else. And to make that happen for 40 years is honestly, in and of itself, award-worthy.
Yes, well, and really, truly, the credit goes, again, back to the community. We have such amazing partners. We have, like we keep talking about, Kenadi and her family who are just willing to pay back, to say thank you in the ways that they can. And we see that happening across the community, businesses, families, organizations, individuals that say, what can I do? So we've been around for 40 years building on that strong foundation because people, they donate of themselves, their time, their talents, also their money or their resources that they want to be able to share. And we are so grateful for all of it. We talk a lot about making a difference to the one, and that comes from the one. And that's, I believe, the legacy and also the hope that we have in the future is the goodness of people that just do what they can at whatever level they can. And we are so grateful for it. And to be able to celebrate now with music and have that kind of same positivity and hope that comes through Kenadi's music, we are so excited to be able to say thank you by supporting her and saying thank you for supporting us.
This is, again, a pleasure for us to be a part of spotlighting all of this. And I just want to give listeners one example here. This is just one of hundreds of things that I've just been clicking through at the Family Place website before the show today. Give you an example of what we're talking about when we say critical services. Just one example. Coming up this Thursday, August 4th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., the Family Place has set up a class geared towards adults who are involved in committed relationships and to help them focus on their strengths as a couple and learn to be, well, better at coupling. This can be critical to the health of a family, to raising a child, all of that. And again, this is just one example of some of the services that the Family Place provides. Registration for that event this Thursday, tickets for the upcoming concert this Saturday, everything you need to know on how you can support them or services they offer that you might benefit from at thefamilyplaceutah.org. And again, the concert this Saturday, here's to 40 years, benefit concert celebrating the Family Place, taking place at Green Canyon High School here in Cache Valley at 7 p.m., Saturday, August 6th. Tickets are available, but they are limited, so it will sell out. Grab your tickets now, thefamilyplaceutah.org. Support the Family Place, enjoy Kenadi's music. And Jennifer Anderson, director of the Family Place, appreciate taking some time for us today. And on the other side, we'll put the spotlight on Kenadi, find out what her experience has been like, how her career is going, how you get to be a 17-year-old who can say, I have a band that follows me in tours. That it's just amazing, right?
It is amazing.
I'm excited about this. Listeners, I hope you'll stay tuned. And Jennifer, appreciate you taking some time for us today. We look forward to checking in again with you next month as the 40-year celebration continues. And we'll speak again soon.
Thank you so much, Jason. Yes, we're so excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there with your stuffed black lab.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I'm in like 7 or 8 of those now that I've purchased. It's so great.
Wonderful.
Oh,
we're so excited to see you with the rest of the community this Saturday. So thank you.
Excited for the invitation and appreciate you joining us today. Jennifer Anderson, director of The Family Place. Their website, again, thefamilyplaceutah.org. The concert this Saturday, Here's to 40 Years, a benefit concert celebrating The Family Place. All proceeds go to support The Family Place and the critical services they provide children and families here in Cache Valley. So thanks again to Jennifer. Kenadi Dodds here in the studio as well. This is a name you should have heard. If you haven't already, you're going to get to know her as we speak to her through the remainder of the hour here. She'll be performing Saturday night at Green Canyon High School as part of this Here's to 40 Years benefit concert for The Family Place. On the other side, we'll find out how she got where she is today, how it started, and what the experience has been like for this, again, as Kenadi, 17 years old, country music superstar. I'm excited. Listeners, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
This is Police Chief Gary Jensen from Logan City Police Department. A number of scams are occurring throughout our city and county. These scams are highly emotional and demand immediacy that you pay, and you pay now. They will say they are from the IRS, the Sheriff's Office, the Police Department, utility companies, medical facilities, or even romance scams. Slow down and diffuse by asking questions. Be careful. Hang up the phone call is the best thing that you can do, and don't become a victim.
What makes essential workers essential?
We keep where you work and live clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your families to eat.
We help you heal when you're sick.
Essential workers help our nation run. You're in every corner of our country and come from all over the globe. I'm Marty Walsh. The Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor helps ensure you receive the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US-WAGE.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Labor.
This is the Sean Hannity Show.
They have drastically reduced the ability of our own energy companies to do their job, which is exploration and extraction of energy that we can bring into the open marketplace. He has artificially reduced the world's supply. The demand has remained constant or even increased, and as a result, that's why we're paying record high amounts for a gallon of gasoline. This is how bad it is at this point.
Weekday afternoons from 1 to 4 on News Talk KVNU.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Wednesday on This Morning, America's First News. Kentucky and California are both looking for relief. We'll have the latest on the devastating flooding and raging wildfires. Also, was the positive month for stocks in July a sign that a new bull market is developing? Bearish investors go so far as to say the worst might be yet to come. And consumer complaints emerge about shrinkflation. Wednesday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM. Your station for news and talk.
But I hold on to hope and I won't let go, 'cause I believe you and me are sisters and brothers, and I believe we're made to be here for each other, and we'll never fall if we work hand in hand with a world that sees broken together again. Yeah, I believe in the end, love wins.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Just a little bit of Kenadi Dodds there as we come back from our first break. The reason for that, of course, is Kenadi's right here in the studio with me, and I'm excited. This is the first time I've had a chance to meet you in person. I've seen you on the stage from a long ways away. We've followed here at KVNU. We've followed your career so far very closely, and I mentioned, some of our news team have had a great time reporting on, everything that's happened in your career since it began. It's been fun for us. It's not very often that you can say you have a Cache Valley celebrity here in the studio, or to see a Cache Valley resident on television or performing at these huge stadium venues. This Saturday, Kenadi will be performing right here in Cache Valley at the Green Canyon High School Auditorium for the Family Place's Here's to 40 Years benefit concert. celebrating the Family Place's 40-year anniversary here in Cache Valley, Franklin County, and Rich County, where they offer their services to kids and families. Tickets available, again, at thefamilyplaceutah.org, but this is limited seating. It's an auditorium. It's a large auditorium, but it is a limited seating, intimate event, so this will sell out. So grab your tickets now at thefamilyplaceutah.org. And Kenadi, again, my pleasure to have you here in the studio. And we've talked a bit about the concert, what got you involved with that, but if you can, tell listeners a little bit about something I've always wondered. Where did this really begin for you? For most of us, it began with hearing, oh, wow, Resident of Cache Valley is about to be a finalist. On, in fact, that was your performance, right?
Yeah,
from
that was my
2 years
finale.
ago.
Yeah.
That is, and that's where most people, I think, first heard your name. But for you, of course, there was a lengthy process to becoming a finalist and doing that finale performance. But as I understand it, music actually began for you at a very young age.
Yeah. So my very first performance was my 3rd grade talent show.
Really?
Yes. And I sang The Climb by Miley Cyrus, and
wow.
I played the piano. And before that, I didn't even think about being a singer. I didn't even know I could sing. Like,
wow.
When I was little, I had perfect pitch, but I just never thought of it as I'm going to be a singer when I grow up. And then I performed on that stage, and a part of me loved that, you know. And
Sure.
then when I was 9, I went to my first concert, and it was a Shania Twain concert.
Oh, wow.
And just watching her on stage and having people sing the words to her songs and her energy, and it just totally inspired me to want to do that. And so I've had like a craving to be on stage ever since then. And I love watching documentaries of like different artists like Taylor Swift and stuff, just to learn like what they went through to get to where they are today.
Sure.
So I started out really small. I did talent shows at my schools. I did little competitions. My grandma lives like in the Uinta Basin, and she
oh, wow.
I just did a lot of little talent shows out there, and I just started building up. I started doing the national anthems for the Utah State games.
Oh, wow.
And then I did the national anthem for the Utah Jazz, and it's just been this crazy roller coaster, and it's been so much fun. But
very
I've
cool.
loved music ever since I was a really little girl.
That was so you went on to America's Got Talent. You did very well there, made an even bigger name for yourself. What was that like? What did that feel like to especially as you look back 2 years later now, and to say, I mean, you were really there. You were in that spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, it almost feels like it didn't happen. Like
it has to be a bit
feels
surreal.
like it was not. Like I watch back my videos every once in a while, and I'm like, that's not me, is it? Like it's just like a dream. But
That's
a lot
very
of people,
cool.
a lot of people don't know this, but a year, like my freshman year, I was like going through a really hard time through my music, and I was to the point where I was ready to give it all up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nothing was moving forward, and I just felt really stuck. And I went to my dad, and my dad's a Paralympic athlete, bronze medalist, and
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Wow.
And so he's always taught my sisters and I to follow our dreams, and like when people tell you you can't do something, to ignore it, and if you want it, to follow it and to work hard and believe in yourself. And so he convinced me to try one more time, because I've auditioned for America's Got Talent 2 other years before
really?
I actually made it. Yeah. And so he told me that we're just going to try out one more time, like just see what happens. And so we looked up the audition process again, and we had a week before they closed. And so we're like, oh, crap. And so
that's right.
We literally called my grandma. We packed our bags, drove to L.A., and, this time I just decided to audition with originals, because the first 2 years I did covers. So this year I'm like, I'm just going to do originals. And if I make it on the show, great. If not, great, At least I tried. And so when I got, like, the call back that I made it on the show for the celebrity judges, I was just shocked.
That's very cool.
It just kind of solidified me that I'm supposed to do this, like, this is what I'm meant to do, and it's going to be hard.
You're too talented not to.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, I mean, saying that as someone, watching from the outside, not having the personal experience that you're having through all of this, you hear voices sometimes. You see people in how they perform and conduct themselves, and it's just they just have this country music star quality kind of to them. And so it would be tragic to hear, she threw in the towel. She decided to go. She's she's an investment banker now somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that it worked out and I didn't give up, because that experience, of being on the show, first of all, my little sister told me that she wanted to see me on America's Got Talent. This was years ago. And she told me, I want to see the biggest stage in the world, because for those of you who don't know, my family all has an eye disease that is causing them to lose their vision over time.
Oh, really?
And so she told me she wants to see me on America's Got Talent before her vision's gone.
Oh.
And so I did that also kind of for her, and they had so much fun being there. And I've wanted to meet Simon Cowell since I was 4, so I was just thrilled. And
I've heard he's
so
secretly
exciting.
nice.
He is.
He?
He's
Okay.
so nice. I mean, I've been watching him since American Idol, and I used to play American Idol with my stuffed animals. And I played Simon Cowell. Like, I had this toy. It was a My Little Pony stuffed animal, and they stitched the mouth on crooked, so it looked like it was frowning. And so I always had that one be Simon Cowell because it looked grumpy.
Sure, right? He's grumpy.
But I've always had the goal to make him smile, and so I'm just so happy I got to do that.
Very cool. And there's video of that, by the way, that smile that Kennedy's referencing. You can actually see Kennedy make Simon Cowell smile in the finale there, and he himself said he felt honored to watch and to be a part of your performance and your trajectory through that show. It's just so cool to see this happen, and also at 17 to know this is still just the start of your career. Where it might go from here is, man.
My
so
goal, my big time goal right now is to sell out the Madison Square Garden before I'm 20. And that's been my goal since I was 9.
That's doable.
Yes, I've been working so hard, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it.
That is, so we need a pledge from listeners here that if Kennedy is booked at Madison Square Gardens anytime in the next 3 years, everyone in Cache Valley has to promise to get a ticket and go see the show to help sell that out, which I'm sure most people would be more than happy to do. I know we'd be there. Kenadi Dodds, our guest here in the studio. We're spending the hour with her. You're welcome to call if you have a comment or a question for Kenadi as well, 753-5868. She's with us today to promote the upcoming benefit concert for The Family Place. This is Here's to 40 Years. Proceeds from this concert go directly to the Family Place to help support the services they provide, the work they do in Franklin, Cache, and Rich counties for children and families. Critical services often offered by no other organization, but they are a nonprofit, and they do depend on community support, so events like this help them do their job. Here's to 40 Years, the benefit concert celebrating the Family Place is again this Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Green Canyon High School. This is a limited seating event. It's a big auditorium, but it will sell out. So grab your tickets now at the FamilyPlaceUtah.org website, and we'll be back with more of our guest here in the studio, Cache Valley celebrity, 17-year-old country music star Kenadi Dodds, after this look at the news with KVNU's Bill Walter.
Thank you, Jason. KVNU News Time is 4:38, and the news is brought to you by U&I Furniture. The application process came to an end on July 31st, and soon there will be a new logo for Smithfield City. On KVNU's For the People program on Monday, Smithfield Mayor Chris Mawson said the artistic community really came through.
It went so well. We were really surprised. We actually had 15 people that submitted 52 different logos, and they are just amazing. So the very last one came in yesterday, the very last day. We got one the very first day we posted, and we got one the very last day of the contest. So we are really excited to make a decision and get rolling with the new logo.
Monson, who has been mayor of Cache County's second largest city since she was sworn in the first of the year, said the current Smithfield logo has been around since 1990. Now, when it comes to deciding on a new logo, Monson said it will go before a newly appointed Arts Council tonight, and ultimately 3 favorites will be chosen.
Then we're going to turn it over to the public. This is something that's really important to our council, is that the public gets to have a say. So it'll be turned over to the public in the form of a survey monkey, and we will go for 1 week and put it out on social media, put it out on our website, put it out on email, and give everybody the site so that they can get in and vote. We're asking everybody just to vote once, and that will be the new logo for Smithfield City.
After that, Monson said the logo will be released gradually in a fiscally smart manner. For example, if a new truck is purchased for Smithfield City, the new logo will be on that, as well as on new shirts for city workers. She said it will be a slow rollout for the logo that she hopes will go for at least another 32 years. A Utah man has been arrested on accusations he started a wildfire while trying to burn a spider with his lighter. A probable cause statement says 26-year-old Corey Martin told deputies that he spotted the spider Monday while he was in a hiking area in the foothills south of Salt Lake City near the city of Springville. Martin was arrested on suspicion of reckless burn and possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. He was in jail today on nearly $2,000 bail. It was unknown if he had an attorney. The wildfire has burned less than 1 square mile. And the Justice Department has filed a lawsuit that challenges Idaho's restrictive abortion law, arguing that it conflicts with a federal law requiring doctors to provide pregnant women medically necessary treatment that could include abortion. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the suit today. Garland said the federal government was bringing the lawsuit, which seeks to invalidate the state's criminal prohibition on providing abortions as applied to women suffering medical emergencies. It's the first major action by the Justice Department challenging a state trigger law since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June. KBNU News Time is 4:41.
We live in a great country. We live in a great valley with a lot to be thankful for. UNI Furniture wants to take a minute and say thank you for being such good neighbors and friends and customers. UNI features many brand names, including many American-made chairs by Southern Motion, Best, Franklin, and Lane, Speed Queen appliances, and therapeutic mattresses, Legend brand TV consoles and entertainment centers. Find these American-made brand furniture products at the place where there's always a better buy, UNI Furniture, downtown Logan.
KBNU weather for tonight. Slight chance of rain showers this evening. Partly cloudy skies, low in the mid-50s. Then kind of dry out for a couple of days. Sunny around 90 tomorrow. Partly cloudy into the lower 90s on Thursday. It's been to 79. It's 79 degrees right now at KBNU. KBNU weather is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. They have the items you're looking for, the parts you need, use, and rely on every day, plus hard-to-find items as well. In stock when you need it at your 5 locally owned Preston to Providence Napa Auto Parts stores. For more details on these and other stories, visit CacheValleyDaily.com. Let's check Wall Street now with Edward Jones.
This is Rochelle Hanks bringing you the Daily Financial Market Report on behalf of financial advisor Sean Arnold and Edward Jones for Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. Labor market is in focus today with worries that the U.S. economy is in a recession or possibly headed towards one. Investors will be looking at the jobs data on Friday to gauge whether the positive momentum in the labor market can be maintained. The release of the JOLTS data this morning showed a decline in the near-record number of openings, which suggests a cooling in the labor market, but it also signals that wage pressures might start to ease. The imbalance between the supply and demand for labor has been one of the factors that has contributed to the spike in inflation over the past year. Therefore, a slowdown in the pace of job gains and a narrowing of the gap between job openings and the number of unemployed would likely be welcomed by the Fed at this stage. U.S. equities closed lower today. The Dow closed down 402 points at 32,397. The Nasdaq closed down 20 points at 12,349, and the S&P closed down 27 points at 4,091. And in the bond market, 10-year Treasury yields are trading at 2.76% higher. In stocks of local interest, Thermo Fisher is down $3.51 at $586.04. Home Depot is down $5.11 at $371. Autoliv is down $1.43 at $83.76. Lowe's is down $6.14 to $187.95. Walmart is up 14 cents at $132.68. Nucor is down $2.72 at $132.14. Coca-Cola is down 88 cents to $63.64. Kroger is up 4 cents to $46.78. And General Electric is down $1.44 at $74.36. In commodity markets, the price of crude oil was up 39 cents at $94.28, and the spot price of gold was down $9 to $1,778.90. This has been today's Financial Market Report, brought to you on behalf of Edward Jones, member SIPC, and financial advisor John Arnold, serving individual investors with personalized attention and financial advice at 1202 South Highway 89 in Logan. If you would like additional information, please contact any of our 7 Edward Jones offices in Logan, Providence, and Smithfield. Daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.
Hey everyone, this is your 2022 Cache County Junior Princess, Dixie Christensen. Come get your tickets for the greatest PRCA rodeo in Cache County August 10th through the 13th. You can get your tickets at IFA, the event center, and online at cachecounty.org/fair. Hope to see you at the rodeo August 10th through the 13th at 8 o'clock.
Come on out, let's have some fun at the Cache County Fair.
Saw the man in black, spotlight in the air. Heard 1,000 screams and saw my daddy stare. Feels like I've been running since the day that I was born. Eagle on my back and Phoenix on my arm. This goes out to
And there's a little Reba McEntire in your voice. I just heard. Did you hear that, Bill? That was. I heard a little Reba there. That's very cool.
That is a big compliment. Thank you.
That is,
I just want. What kind of dog is that in the video?
It's a German Shepherd.
Oh, a black German Shepherd. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Kenadi Dodds, our guest here in the studio. Bill and I, as you can hear, are having fun with this one. To meet a local celebrity like this, someone who's been in a national spotlight, performing in front of millions of viewers, which I can't even imagine how intimidating that would be. And she's performing in Cache Valley this weekend. It's a benefit concert for the Family Place. It's Here's to 40 Years, the title of the concert. The Family Place this entire year celebrating 40 years of service here in Cache Valley. They are a nonprofit. The services they provide to children and families, often families who have been through a bit, maybe even getting out of a traumatic situation. The Family Place is integral to them getting back on their feet, to recovery, to providing services for families that are just struggling with a shortage of time even, or a little stress from life that can just pile up. That's what the Family Place is here for, and every bit of the money from this concert this Saturday goes to benefit them. So please get out and support them. Now, it is a limited seating event. It's a large auditorium there at Green Canyon High School, but this will sell out. So get your tickets now. You heard it here first. TheFamilyPlaceUtah.org is their website, and the ticket button is right there on the main page. And Kenadi Dodds will be performing at 7 p.m. at Green Canyon High School. 17 years old, country music superstar. There's a lot we can talk about. I have to ask this, and maybe you can't say right now, but have you had any, has Blake Shelton called you up and said, hey, keep me in mind if you ever need a producer or a record company? Have you had contact like that? Because you've met through your circles, you've met some pretty big stars.
I have met a lot of amazing people.
That is cool.
In the industry. Actually, when my audition aired, Keith Urban tweeted me and shouted me out.
Oh, wow.
Which was just amazing. I hope one day I can go on tour with him or something. But
that would be cool.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, there's been so many people out there who've been very supportive.
That is, and I know, as you and I have talked both on air and off air today, you have a career in mind. Like anyone, you don't have it plotted out step by step, but you know where you want to go. You know what you want to do, and I thought this was so cool. During the break, you told me, what sound and look you're going for here. This isn't just you're not just stumbling through this at 17 years old. That is so cool to hear. If you had to compare yourself to someone else, could you? Is there another country music star where you think that's kind of who I want to be, or that's where I want to be?
I mean, I definitely want to be my own artist, but there's definitely people who are influencing the way I want to present myself. I'd say Pat Benatar is a big one, Shania Twain, and Taylor Swift, and Carrie Underwood. Those are all a lot of my child inspirations. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Very good choices. And good choice of genres, too. Country music has roots, you know?
Yes.
This is, it's fascinating to kind of get to pick your brain about your own career. As I've mentioned, we've all followed it here from the first time we heard your name to this concert coming up this Saturday. We played a little clip from your finale performance there on America's Got Talent way back in 2020. In the 2 years since then, how's it changed? You mentioned yourself, you said looking back on that sometimes it feels like it didn't even happen, but you're here, you're getting invitations to perform. You've got plenty of opportunity to kind of craft your career how you want to. What's changed for you in the last 2 years since that America's Got Talent finale?
Oh man, again, looking back, it's so weird to think that I was a freshman when I was on the show, and I'll be a senior this year. Like, that's just crazy. But I've changed a lot. I've grown a lot, and I've definitely learned a lot about the business, about what I'm doing. I've been doing a lot of the covers you hear on my YouTube channel. Like, all of them actually are me. I'm recording all of the instruments. I play every instrument you hear in any video. And
That's very cool.
I've recorded, like, all the videos. I've done all the video editing, audio engineering. Like, I've been doing a lot of that stuff this year, and my goal for this year is to release originals. That is the big thing we're working towards.
Tell us about that a little bit. Is it difficult to write?
Depends on the day.
I always thought it would be hard not to copy. If you're writing a song for a genre you personally love, it would be hard, for me at least. It would be hard to not steal a bit here and there from songs I liked, right?
Yeah, well, me and my dad actually write all of our songs together.
Oh, nice.
And so it's kind of something we do together, and we really make sure, like, if we hear anything that sounds like another song, we change it, just to be sure, even if you can't put your finger on what it is. But we've
Do you ever have to say dad? Nobody uses that word anymore.
I think he says that more to me. I'm a very old soul. Like, if I could live in the 90s, I would totally do it. Like, I just love everything about that. And my dad's like, what do kids your age do? I'm like, they go to the mall. He's like, they do not go to the mall. Like, and I'm like, I don't know. But, yeah.
It's mostly TikTok, as I understand it.
We've written over 50 songs.
Really?
Yep. And I'm just excited to start recording them. I had the opportunity to go to Nashville and record 3 of my singles, and they should be coming out this year. Is our hope.
Very nice.
I'm hoping, yeah.
Now that again has to be surreal. So you're going to be entering your senior year of high school, graduating next spring, and you'll have 3 singles come out in the same year. There's a chance, very good chance, you're going to be hearing yourself on the radio.
I hope
on
so.
Kicks 96 here in Cache Valley.
That would be so magical. The day I hear my song on the radio, it's going to be the best day of my life.
Oh, that is so cool. I have to ask, any plans to just, to maybe in your last year of high school, acknowledge your roots? Any plans to be in the talent show this year at the high school? Is there going to be one? Can we organize one?
I don't know what's going to happen, but
I love that that's where things started for you, and your dedication to music, which I hope has come through in this interview. I hope it hasn't just been when we've been talking during breaks that I've picked up on that, but your dedication to this, your sincerity about doing this as a career, you just know sometimes you're going to see somebody's name, on the Billboard charts, and I hope that happens for you. Any spoilers for people as far as what comes next for you, other than the 3 singles, graduating high school, the Family Place concert this Saturday? You planning any big surprises for everyone? Or are you just going to lay low and get the high school degree
Let's
first?
Let's just say there's definitely something in the works.
I'd heard rumors.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
This is so cool. Kenadi, it's a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you about all this today. And One more time for listeners, Kenadi is performing at the Family Place Benefit Concert. Here's to 40 years. Celebrating 40 years of the Family Place here in Cache Valley, serving also Franklin County and Rich County families with their services. They do depend on community support. This is an amazing way to get out and support them as a community, but this will sell out. Just trying to warn our listeners first here. Green Canyon High School Auditorium is large. It is this Saturday, August 6th at 7 p.m., and this event will sell out. So grab your tickets now, thefamilyplaceutah.org. And again, thank you to Jennifer Anderson for joining us at the first part of the show. Thank you to Kenadi Dodds for spending a full hour with us here, and we'll be back with just a bit more after this.
Thank you for having me.
Loveland Living Planet Aquarium takes us outside our everyday lives into a world of discovery. It's a chance to explore our innate curiosity, discover animals from around the world, and experience the all-new outdoor plaza and eco. More to explore at Loveland Living Planet Aquarium. Reserve your visit at thelivingplanet.com.
What they're really trying to sing is go see Joseph, and you should. Utah Festival's 30th anniversary production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat follows the Old Testament story of Joseph and his brothers selling him into Egypt. It's big, it's flashy, and it's packed with energy, complete with Elvis, calypso music, cowboy tunes, and a powerful lesson in the end. Too bad Sunday school isn't always this fun. Buy tickets for Joseph, Man of La Mancha, Carmen, and the Magic Flute at utahfestival.org.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Man, what a voice. That voice is here in our studio today. Also, the person it belongs to, Kenadi Dodds.
Your Shania tribute right there, right?
Yeah.
That is, honestly, just your talent is amazing. I'm so jealous. I sing in my car, but I don't think anybody wants to hear it. But Kenadi Dodds, our guest here in the studio this hour, as we wrap things up here, just a reminder, she's here because this Saturday, to support the Family Place, she's performing in Cache Valley at Green Canyon High School. It's a large auditorium. It will sell out. Get your tickets now, thefamilyplaceutah.org. Here's to 40 years, a benefit concert celebrating the Family Place and the services they offer families in Cache Valley, Franklin County, and Rich County for the last 40 years. It's a great cause, a great nonprofit to support, and an amazing talent that you'd get to see that night. Kenadi, just a couple of minutes left here, and I was just wondering if you could, if you had a piece of advice for others out there who are maybe thinking music might be in their future.
Just know, and my advice would be just know that there's going to be people who, especially even if it's your family, if they tell you that it's not in your future to pursue your dream, they're wrong, and you can do whatever you put your mind to, and don't let them get you down. It's definitely hard at times, but you'll be stronger in the end, and you'll be glad you did it. And
that is very cool advice.
Just don't ever give up on yourself.
That is, Kenadi sitting here as proof, living proof that at any age, 17 years old, heading into her senior year of high school, you can achieve these things. It's just, it's so inspiring to see. And just 2 minutes left here. This is kind of unfair to ask you this question at the end, but I've had an opportunity to see you perform a little bit, both video and one live event here in Cache Valley. But you're not just an amazing singer; you're a performer. And so, without spoiling anything for everybody, there's something you bring a whole atmosphere to your shows.
Yes. If you come to a Kenadi Dodds show, you will definitely expect to see a very high energy and a very energetic show. And I want everybody up on their feet. I just love it when the crowd is singing along, dancing, and screaming as loud as they can. And cool. That is my goal for every show, is to make them have the best night of their life.
And you're very good at that.
Thank you.
And I assume a big part of that is you love what you do.
I do.
Man, Kenadi, I can't wait to follow your career and tell everybody one day I sat across from her in the KVNU studio. She was right here. In fact, we might just set that chair aside and put your name on it.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Kenadi's seat. We'll keep that for the next time you're in. Kenadi Dodds performing this Saturday, 7 p.m. at Green Canyon High School. The Here's to 40 Years benefit concert celebrating the family place. Again, large auditorium there at Green Canyon, but this will sell out, so grab your tickets now. Support the family place with your purchase of tickets. Get out and have a good time Saturday night. Get on your feet, shouting, screaming. Kenadi Dodds performing at 7 p.m. at Green Canyon High School to benefit the Family Place Utah. Their website, thefamilyplaceutah.org. Kenadi, a pleasure thank you for joining us today. And listeners, stay tuned. The For the People Book Club coming up right after this here on KVNU Logan.